Welcome back to FM Story. We are rapidly approaching the end of season 4 of the South American Glory Hunt save, and unfortunately, we're not going to achieve our aim for the season, which was to win the Copa do Brasil. And it's now probably time to move on. So we're either going to be moving on before the end of the season, or we're going to be finishing the season with International, looking for that 4th successive league title, and then see what happens from there. So without further ado, let's get into the action. We've made it to the final day of the season, and what will almost certainly be our final game in charge of Internacional. It's time to move on. We'll have to come back to Brazil at some point for the Copa do Brasil, but we need to crack on with winning some of the trophies in some of the other countries. We have, as you can see, won the league title with 16 points clear of Corinthians. We've had an outstanding season in the league. Just a shame we threw away that Copa do Brasil semi-final against Atletico Mineiro. And by and large, we've had we ended the last episode at the end of September. We've drawn one, lost one, but won every other game since then. We're hopefully ending the season on a high. Looking at the jobs that are available, the Peñarol job in Uruguay is probably the one of the jobs that are available that jumps out as a potential. Looking at the insecure jobs, Vélez is probably the pick of those. Currently managed by Mauricio Pellegrino. They've not had the best of seasons, let's put it that way. So potentially Vélez, if that job becomes available, I think it probably makes more sense to go from Brazil to Argentina in terms of being able to get a decent job. But it's whether one of those pops up. There's also Atlético Nacional, again available, or potentially going to be available in Colombia. So it's going to be an interesting time once the season finishes as we look to find a new club ahead of season 5. But before that, we have our final game away at Vitória, and hopefully we can come away with 3 points to end our time at International on a high. And so this is the side we've picked for the final game. We do have a few injury issues. Mauricio's injured, and Toma Basic is not fit enough to be involved either. So this is the side we're going with, and hopefully, as I say, end our time at International on a high. Right, a throw for them. Right, Nicol Paz intercepts it. Lamas bringing it forward. Aravena on the right. Gets the byline. Low cross. Lamas' shot's blocked. Paz collects it, but nothing comes of that. Right, Lara with a throw. Claudinho to Bruno Gomez. Otavio in to Wendell. Back to Beraldo. Long ball finds Barrios on the left. He pulls it back to Lara. Into Barrios again in the box. Claudinho fires home. Puts us in front. And it does look like we're ending the season on a bit of a high here. So Lara into Barrios in the box. Barrios just takes a touch, moves it on, and then Claudinho just smashes it home from pretty close to range. Right, Lara with a corner in towards the near post. It's flicked on by Beraldo and hits the top of the bar and goes over. Right, free kick. Aravena short to Claudinho, shifts it onto his right foot, and it just drifts wide of the post. Otavio down the line to Claudinho. Lara. Now they're bringing it clear. And they're in, and they've equalised. And to be honest, we've had too many performances like this where we've taken the lead and let teams back in. And giving them hope. And the defence party like the Red Sea there. There we are, half-time 1-1. Hopefully we can be better in the second half and go out with 3 points. Right, a throw for them. A ball over the top. Luckily goes straight through to the keeper. He goes short to Otavio. Infield to Bruno Gomez. On to Wendell. Lara to Barrios. Down the line looking for the run of Claudinho. Crosses towards Aravena at the back post. Nods down for Wendell. He pulls it back, and there's Claudinho to get his second goal of the game. His 24th goal of the season. And he's been a big signing since we picked him up on a free transfer. So Claudinho starts it with the ball across to Aravena. He nods it down. Wendell gets the byline, pulls it back. Claudinho, no one had gone, followed him in, and he's on his own to fire past the keeper. And Lara with the throw. Barrios back to Lara. Back to Barrios on the left-hand side. Low cross in. And there's Claudinho to complete his hat-trick. Just lovely play down this left-hand side between Barrios and Lara. It eventually just falls nicely for Claudinho to fire home. Right, so we made some changes to get some fresh legs on for the end of the game. They've got the ball at the back. And they try to attack down the right. Our right, sorry. It's one back. Beraldo now into Claudinho. Barrios. Lara. Back to Barrios. Shifts it past the defender. Cuts inside. Well, that would have been a wonder goal. Unfortunately, he just didn't cut across it enough to bend it into the top corner. And Barrios for the corner. And the header goes wide at the near post. Another corner. Barrios into the near post again. This time, Mateo Lamas, rising highest, to head home for his 46th goal of the season. What a signing he's proven to be. And surely it's only a matter of time before he heads for a European club. There we go. Full time, 4-1. We've finished top of the table with 95 points. And now it's time to move on. And there we go. Our time at International has come to an end. We've won 4 titles in 4 seasons. We managed to win the Copa Libertadores with them. Unfortunately, in 4 seasons, we've not managed to do the Copa do Brasil. Season 1, we lost in the quarterfinal. Season 2, we lost in the final. And the last 2 seasons, we lost in the semi-final. And I still will never understand how we managed to go from winning the first leg 5-1 to getting knocked out 7-6 on aggregate in this season by Atletico Mineiro. Looking at the squad, we've undoubtedly had some incredible players during our time, but especially this season. I mean, Mateo Lamas, that we signed in the summer, or signed at the start of the season, 46 goals in 50 games in all competitions. Aravena with 26 goals and 42 assists in 55 games. Claudinho and Semenyo both with 20 plus goals. Barrios, Mauricio, Basic in double figures for both goals and assists. And Lara, who is probably the star of the save as far as the team's concerned, was not in the first team picture when we started. In the end, he's ended up captaining us most of the last season and a half. 16 assists this season. And we're certainly going to miss some of these players when we go forward, because it's unlikely we would ever be able to sign anyone from International, depending on which clubs we go to. But now the time has come to resign. None of the managers that are the favourites are going to open up a job that we could potentially take. So the Peñarol job's still available. And then I think it's just going to be a case of waiting to see what happens in the next couple of weeks, wait to see which other jobs come available, and then making a move from there. And join us next time for the start of season 5 to find out where we end up.